Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 377. I am your neighborhood friendly or friendly neighborhood Oxhorn here, as always, with my suspenders set to maximum stun. Got a great show for you tonight. New game we're going to be talking about, and a new video on a new game. 77. I am your neighborhood friendly or friendly here, as always. There we go. Reducing the lag. Lots of changes here at Scotch and Smoke Rings. I am broadcasting in higher definition on YouTube. I've already been broadcasting in pretty high definition for Twitch, but on YouTube, sadly, you guys were stuck at like 900, 280 or something like that. So I increased the resolution, tried to make your stream a little bit better, but, you know, I made a lot of changes, so there might be some glitches. Looks like YouTube is seeing me. Good evening, good sir, says DJ. Good evening to you. Good to see you. The beast with many names says, sup, mate. Sup, mate, right back at you, beast with many names. And then Sebastian says, Jello. Jello to you, too. We've got the Bancy Fadger in chat. He says, I'm not late, I promise. Howdy, Ox. Indy Skywalker says, hello, hello. You guys are going to need to let me know how the stream quality looks, because I bought a new camera. I've got two HD cameras trying to stream at 1920 1080 over one internet connection at the same time so that both YouTube and Twitch gets good performance. So you need to let me know what you think. What a week! I have been working hard on content, trying to get these videos done. I released an epic, sprawling, crazy, 40-minute long lore video about Far Harbor, about the ending to Far Harbor. My God, that was just, I loved the result, but it took so long, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if I will do something quite that intense again. And then I released a video that I'm really pleased with on whether a synth is a person or not. Interesting topic of conversation. Lots of controversial comments left on that video, which has been great. I love it when a video can provoke that kind of conversation, and everyone has been very polite too. That's one of the things I've been trying to cultivate with this community, is it's not the place for trolls, and so far people are respecting that. It's turning out really well, so I'm pleased with that. The Mads Veg says, I'm not getting much choppiness, but my setting is lower. Cigar Ox says that it's choppy on Twitch. Fancy Badger says, pretty fluid stream for me. Okay. Well, I'm going to continue to monitor your comments to make sure that my stream is not too choppy. And if it is, then I will have to make some changes. Nicholas Trott says, absolutely loved your video on synths. Thank you very much. DJ says, I actually really liked your synth person video. Awesome. Thank you. Well, hey, maybe I'll have to make more content like that. Speznaz Knapta, there you go, I got it, says, Far Harbor, all endings, very good video. Why, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed those videos. I put a lot of time and work into them, and I got a whole lot more. You should see me today. Today I finished all those, I finished a video, and then I'm like, man, I got to organize my time for the rest of this year, and so I've got my note-taking app up, and I'm like organizing videos I'm going to do by topic. I have so much left to do. I'm not even close to being done. By the way, hey, cool, something happened. I had the window up. Oh, man. Oh, right, it disappeared. If I have the window minimized, then nobody gets to see the alert. I got it up just as soon as it disappeared. Now it's up, so if you subscribe, awesome. By the way, I am on Discord now. I mentioned this last week, but I do have a private Discord server for Oxhorn fans where you can talk about Fallout 4, Overwatch, World of Warcraft, whatever you guys want. There's a looking for group channel and all of that. And typically I reserve this Discord server only for my Patreon subscribers. But since you guys are here today, I have a limited time offer for you. Let me set the limit to 1 hour. Let me generate the link. Let me copy it. So here's the link. If you want to join me on Discord, there's the link, and you do not have to become a Patreon subscriber if you click that link. It expires in an hour, which is the length of this show. So feel free to head on over to Discord and join our Discord server. After the program, I'll be sure to grant you all regular membership privileges in the server. And it's getting pretty active. You know, we've got like, 30 people or so far, and it's growing. So be sure to head on over and check it out. Lots of great conversations going on there. All right, cigars. My goodness. I've got a Henry Clay stock cut cigar. Let me show it to both cameras. There you go, YouTubers. No, that's Twitchers. And there you go, YouTubers. Okay, cool. Nisaguk is now following. Thanks for following. All right, there's YouTube. You can see my cigar. Focus in on it. Focus. Come on, focus. Why isn't the camera focusing? Well, let me just hold it here. There you go. How's the label look? There, you can actually... Who cares about focusing? All right. And I'm going to be lighting it with my Regal desktop lighter here. Evil Taco said, "What's a Discord?" A Discord is like... It's like the chat you're in now, only forever. Like, it's an Oxhorn, Scotch, and Smoke Rings chat, even when Scotch and Smoke Rings isn't live. I constantly am talking in it. People can find progress on my current videos, even before I publish them on YouTube. And it's also got a voice chat thing, so you can use it in place of TeamSpeak if you want, or whatever. That's basically what it is. The problem with eating dinner too close to when I'm supposed to broadcast is that the food is doing all sorts of crazy food aerobatics and gymnastics in my belly, which causes bubbles to form, which makes me want to burp when I talk. And I can't do that because that would be rude. I don't want to be rude. I got to be polite. So I'm sitting here trying to keep it down because I'm on air right now. Respawn says, "Evening, Oxhorn and Chet. Any Scotch tonight?" Absolutely. Let me get my Scotch. Actually, no. I don't have any Scotch tonight. I failed to go to the store and get more. So today we are drinking some Kraken spiced rum. It is my go-to beverage when I happen to be out of Scotch. But never fear, next week I will have plenty of Scotch in hand. Cheers, ladies and gents. Bottoms up. What do you think your next game is going to be after Fallout? Well, that's quite a question. I'm not entirely sure. Hey, thanks for following Gilnidor. To answer your question, I don't know. I've experimented with producing content on a variety of games. I tried producing videos on No Man's Sky. They did not do well. I tried producing videos on Skyrim. They did okay. So, I've got a video scheduled for tomorrow on Ark Survival Evolved, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I've got a new game. I've been playing it. It's a lot of fun. I'm having some fun with Ark Survival Evolved. I'm not high level. I don't know the whole game. Yes, I will make noobish mistakes. And if that's the kind of content you want to see, well then you're following the right guy. You're following the worst Ark Survival Evolved player who's producing content about it. Anyway, I'm going to be experimenting with that and check out what you guys have to say about it in tomorrow's video. I'll be paying very close to the comments. And if you like that kind of content, I'll continue to produce it. If not, I don't know. I'll just do Fallout. Fallout is what I'm good at. I've got a lot of ideas for Fallout. Maybe I'll just stick with Fallout. Who knows? Just hope they come out with a Fallout 5 someday. Shaniki the Lost says, if you ever get a chance, there's a very good rum called Pirate. Smooth as silk, and actually not that expensive. I get it. 3.14 Pirate. Cool. I'll have to check it out. Frostfire says, Ark isn't that fun to watch, sadly. Great. Well, then the video won't do well tomorrow, will it? Oh, man. Back to the drawing board. Jeltz says, do you play Civilization? I love Civilization. But I was doing some research, and nobody searches for Civilization 6 on YouTube. Even before Fallout 4 was released, there was a whole lot of YouTube searches about Fallout 4 and Skyrim. If you go to Google Trends, you can compare the YouTube search and query activity for a number of different games. I compared Skyrim to Fallout 4 to Ark to Civilization 6. Civilization 6 was at 0. Fallout 4 was at 4. Skyrim was hovering between 4 and 6. Ark Survival Evolved was at 5. More people are searching for Ark-related content than Fallout 4-related content. That is why I'm considering playing more Ark. But of course, I'll never stop making Fallout 4 content. That's my bread and butter. Nicanor Robak says, what is Oxhorn Movies? What's your Twitch, says Caden Tyler Jones. It's twitch.tv/Scotch and Smoke Rings. I link to it in the description of this live broadcast. It's the very first link you see. Oxhorn Movies, those are my old World of Warcraft movies. That's right, before Fallout 4, I made a lot of World of Warcraft content for years. 6 years. Like, I did a lot of World of Warcraft content, and those were my Oxhorn brand movies. Shniki the Lost says, I did searches for Civilization 6. In fact, I found Quill 18's pre-release streams. You know, I love the idea of playing Civ 6. I don't know what kind of content I would make about it. I mean, I could say, here's my city. In this corner, I've got a building. And in that corner, I've got another building. When these buildings touch, there's magic. Civ 6. I mean, yeah, I could do that. I'd have to play the game to really figure out what kind of content I would produce. But the numbers are hard to ignore. You know, the numbers say that nobody is searching for Civ 6. Now, that might change once the game is released. I'm keeping my eye on it. I'm keeping my eye on it, definitely. Hey, thanks for following. This is my username. Let's see some smoke rings, says Sinner. All right, here we go. I do not falsely advertise here on Scotch and Smoke Rings. Oh, he's covering him up. Oh, bad timing. Just as I'm blowing smoke rings, and it covers him right up. All right, let's try that again. There we go. A few in there. Evil Taco is on Discord. Good to see you, Evil Taco. I'd like to see you do some new Battlefield videos, says Evil Taco on Discord. Battlefield? Maybe. Is there lore with Battlefield? I know there's shooting, but is there lore? I don't know. Certainly no settlement building. It's probably not settlement building, right? Second Horseman says, thanks for the links, Ox on Discord. You're welcome, Second Horseman. Hikmet Delias Odesmer says, is the railroad any good? That's a good question. Any good? Yes. The railroad is at least some good. I sided with them for my very first gameplay of Fallout 4. But I believe they fail to see the whole picture. They are so focused on their one stated goal, to save Synths, to keep them from being destroyed by the railroad, or the Institute. Hold on. I got eyes from my keyboard. Gotta knock that ass. That they fail to see many of the other important things, like settlers and the only people who pay attention to farmers and actual citizens of the Commonwealth is the railroad. That's really it. The Minutemen. The railroad doesn't do that. The railroad only focuses on synths. That's about it. It's all they do. And the Minutemen, they don't really care. They're like, yeah, bring them on. Bring on the synths. We don't care if the synths are settlers or not. In fact, if you talk about destroying the railroad, while Preston Garvey is your companion, he gets pissed off. He gets really upset because he likes the railroad. But if you talk with Desdemona about destroying the Minutemen, she's like, well, whatever. It's like, what? Come on, really? So I wouldn't call them evil. Well, I don't know. Maybe they are. Well, they're certainly not as bad as some of the other factions in the game. How about doing an LP on Frost Mod for Fallout 4? I heard it was pretty good. Yes, that is high up on my list of things to do. That and Maxwell's House? Is that what it's called? There's another content mod called Maxwell something or other. Anyway, I want to do both of those. Dustin Kelly says, been watching you since video 1, man. Big fan. Man, keep it up. You have definitely improved, and Fallout has been a big success for you. It has. I'm super thrilled. I'm about to pass 50K. 50,000 subscribers. It's pretty exciting. Considering I started with 6. That's right. The old Scotch and Smoke Rings viewers will remember the days when I just did this every single week, and I did not have a lot of people show up. It was just fun. We would play some Overwatch or some Hearthstone. And then I started doing my Fallout 4 videos, and my YouTube channel balloons from like 6,000 to 50,000 subscribers. It's like, okay, all right, I'll keep this going. Sounds good to me. There's history in Battlefield, says Poella. Oh. Well, in that case, I'll have to take a look at it. Drew731 says, Preston roasted me when I came back from Nuka World. Yeah, well, there are reasons for that. The Raiders are pretty much exactly the polar opposite of the Minutemen and Preston Garvey. Ninja Will says, what fan project are you most excited for? Fallout Lone Star or Fallout Cascadia? Fallout Cascadia, hands down. I live in Seattle. I am on the Pacific Coast. I would love to see anything Fallout related to Seattle. I mean, if Fallout 5 were to take place in downtown Seattle, I would be so happy. The Bancy Fadger says Oxhorn could literally comment about drying paint, and I would be blown away. See, the thing about drying paint, I don't think I could make drying paint interesting. Mr. Lazlan said, why is it that you don't like black pudding? Bubba Thud says, black pudding is basically a big scab. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I don't know if you heard in the video that I posted today, but when I was talking about the gulper innards and how they looked like a Scottish black pudding, I was getting a little nauseous. That was tough for me. The analogy is too apt, especially when you see that glossy intestine-looking thing in front of you. Oh. When it comes to foods, I'm very squeamish. I don't try new things. I like cow. I like pig. Sometimes I'll try reindeer. That's it. Those are my 3 meats. I won't do fish. Chicken. All right. I do eat chicken. But duck? When it comes to food, I'm a coward. I admit. Bert Turbeville says, I think Mike Myers is the one who said that Scottish food was based on bar bets. That seems apt to me. Hey, it's Tyler. Says, can you do a mod showcase of your favorite mods, please? That would be great. Oh, I do videos about all sorts of mods. Go on over to my YouTube channel, and I have an entire playlist dedicated to all of the mods that I like. And I've got dozens of videos done on mods. I do have more mod videos in the works. I'm going to do a video on the best settlement mods, the best Xbox One mods, the best texture mods, in my opinion. So I got a lot of content in store on mods. Paula says, do you like moose? I do. It's a little gamey for me. But I've tried it. And I'd eat it. I'm from Alaska, originally. Did you know that? Some of my earliest memories are moose and deer hanging in my garage that my dad shot, letting them bleed out into buckets. Reindeer and deer and moose, they're all good, but they taste a little gamey. Squall Lion says, what are you drinking tonight? Tonight I am drinking some Kraken spiced dark rum. But I'm not drinking out of the bottle because I'm not a hobo. That's right. We don't drink directly from the bottle here at Scotch and Smoke Rings. We are classy ladies and gentlemen. I shouldn't have said we are classy ladies. That's weird. Bottoms up. Hey, thanks for following, trying to guess. Flat Attack says, when I killed all of the raiders at Nuka World with Preston, he called me a coward and just walked away. Really? That never happened to me. There's so far... I mean, there is a point when you start completing too many raider quests and sacking too many settlements that Preston permanently turns against you. I forget at what point that was. I'm recovering from a cold, ladies and gentlemen. If I look a little out of it, it's not because I'm drunk. I've had 2 sips of rum, that's it. It's because I'm trying to get over a cold. Assassin Hawk says, I love Kraken, but that stuff is pretty potent. I know, it's wonderful. This is a cold evening here in Seattle. It's a cold day. I've got my window open to try and lessen the cigar smell, but I need some Kraken rum to keep me warm. The Mancy Fadger says, whoa, really? Thanks, Ox. Your machinima taught me some Swedish. We had Gilnendor in the chat today. It says, that's actually perfect Swedish sentence. Yeah, it's the only Swedish. Thank you. Because if he learned it from me, then that means that my Swedish sentence is perfect. So thank you for that. But all I said was, min svenska är inte bra. Jag pratar lite svenska, men min svenska är inte bra. Hey, thanks for following, everybody. I'm missing it. All of these people are following, and I'm missing it. Greg says, and ham. Don't you forget about ham. Yeah, I said pig. Ham comes from pig. Therefore, if I like pig, any subclass of cooked pig meat is going to work. Right? Ham and bacon and Canadian bacon and brisket. Is that about it? That's better. Trigger Happy Heavy says, hey Oxhorn, I commented on your Far Harbor video. You responded. My channel was That Junkrat. Well, congratulations. That's great. Thanks for commenting on my video. I do appreciate it. I read every single comment on my videos, and I respond to the best ones. Pork Chops says, Shniki the Lust. You can't forget about pork chops. You're right. I almost forgot about pork chops. Man. I need to take classes. Classes on the different kinds of pig meat. And hopefully there will be like a hands-on time when you can learn by experience. Be a good class. Little Scotty22 says, will you ever play Skyrim? Why or why not? I have played Skyrim a little bit. I produced one video on my channel called Saving Malborn. and I enjoy Skyrim. But I got a lot of comments on that video saying, why are you doing content on Skyrim? I've got over 200 hours into Skyrim. Nothing you could produce could possibly be interesting. I've done everything in Skyrim, so I'm sitting here like, do I really want to invest 200 hours to learn a game so that I get myself to the point where I can produce some knowledgeable, interesting content on the video game like I've done with Fallout, just to have people say, oh, I already did that. Or, man, this isn't interesting. So-and-so did that video already. I mean, Skyrim has been around for so long that I've kind of missed the boat on that one. That's kind of where I'm feeling, but it was the highest rated game for when I did that poll. I did a poll here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, and the lot of you said that you wanted to see Skyrim content, so I don't know what to do. I'm getting conflicting messages here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm kind of just doing my thing. I'm experimenting with Ark. It seems fun. I'm experimenting with Skyrim. It also seems fun. I'm playing Overwatch and uploading an Overwatch video every now and then. And who knows, maybe I'll dabble in Civilization 6. All the time while I continue working on Fallout 4. It's a great gig. Aviation says, it would have been a better game if it was Skyrim. Oh, we got ourselves a pun. Bottoms up to that one, ladies and gentlemen. SP Burt says, you're skilled enough to produce some great Skyrim content. I would watch it. It's good to hear. Thank you. I'll consider diving in there and checking it out. Little Scotty says, you should consider playing Skyrim. There's a house building DLC. Yoquin Noel says, make more settlement building, please. Absolutely. I did my last revisited settlement on Hangman's Alley. And now I'm considering doing the Warwick Homestead. I've gotten 2 comments this week from people saying that they want to see a revisit of the Warwick Homestead. So maybe that'll be my next one. But I'm going to get through them all, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. And then who knows? Maybe I'll get something like that one mod that allows you to place your own settlements, found your own settlements. Conquest. Who knows? Maybe I'll install Conquest and build my own settlements. Yoquin Noel says, I'm from Argentina, and I love your videos. Great to have you from Argentina. I have never been to South America. It's so frustrating. The past 2 jobs I've had, I was promised a trip to South America for both of them. The first time I was promised a trip to Chile, and I was going to be teaching some of our staff there. The second time I was promised a trip to Brazil, and I was going to be teaching some of the staff there. And none of those panned out. I didn't get any of those trips. I went to Amsterdam, though, so I can't complain. The Thing Nobody Asked For says, is it possible that the sole survivor in Fallout 4 is a synth? You, sir, you gotta stop reading my mind. That's like one of my next videos. I'm in the middle of making it right now. And I'm having fun on it. How are you reading my mind, man? Gosh. You know, when that event, I'm gonna give the entire video away if I start talking about it now. But when Dima asked me that question for the first time, I'm sitting there like, come on, Dima, really? You're kind of stretching it, trying to make me a synth. But then I started to think about it. There are quite a few scenarios where that is a possibility. And we shall explore them together in an upcoming video. So stay tuned. X-Lucifer says, I love your mod videos. Will you be doing Fallout 4 mod videos for the PS4? Absolutely. I already did one on the PS4 on mods that I think might appear for the PS4. But when mods are available for the PS4, don't you worry. We will go through each and every one of them. Well, not each and every one of them. We will go through the best ones. So never fear. Sneaky the Lust says cryo revival does make an excellent legitimate reason for the memory break. Yeah. I mean, you're cryogenically frozen for 200 years. Anything can happen during that time. The Badsy Badger says now that now that you are your own one-man team in terms of work, you can promise yourself a vacation in South America someday. Yeah, but I'm a taskmaster. That's the thing. I'm cruel to my employees. And since I am my only employee, gosh, I'm under my own thumb, ladies and gentlemen. It's tough working with me. I just don't know when to stop. Holidays, vacation days, sick days, I don't get any of them. I need some sensitivity training, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I need. Evil Taco says, doing some quick research, there is such a thing as pork brisket. I knew brisket was a primal cut, but it turns out there's part of the pork shoulder that's known as the brisket. Some marbling, and it cooks similarly. Ooh, getting me hungry, man. I had a vegetarian meal. Well, no, I take that back. It was not vegetarian. I had noodles and cheese for dinner, and it was delicious, but there was no meat. Marbled brisket sounds delicious. Michael Kiley says, hey Oxford, who's your favorite or most memorable companion from Fallout 4? There are so many great ones. I love Kate, I love Curie. But the one that I think is the most fleshed out and the most interesting is going to be Nick Valentine. Because he not only has a great subquest, he's not only integral to the plot of Fallout 4, but he's integral to Far Harbor as well. He's got all this wonderful dialogue with Dima if you take him to Far Harbor, and he's got a great response for nearly any event that happens in Far Harbor, so he's way up there. I really like Nick. What are you smoking this evening, says Assassin Hawk. I took the band off. Let's see. Where is it? Here. It's a Henry Clay stock cut cigar, and it's been delicious so far. The Badsy Badger says, vegetarians can't eat cheese. You're thinking of vegans. Thank you for correcting me, but I try not to meditate on scary things. Shaniki the Lust says, being a Texan, I do smoke a mean brisket. A good marble is absolutely essential, or it turns into a tasteless brick of shoe leather. That is food for thought. I do love a good marbled steak. The Thing Nobody Asked For says, can you tell us what you might add on your Fallout 4 video on whether the Soul Survivor isn't a synth? I mean, I'm going to give away the whole video, but it's alright. Basically, go back to your conversation. Okay, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Go back to your conversation with Father when you're standing on top of the ruins to CIT, just after defeating the railroad, or the Battle of Bunker Hill. Just after the Battle of Bunker Hill, talk to Father at the top of the CIT headquarters, and you have a conversation. He talks about why he released you. It's there you find out that you, as the sole survivor, were allowed to leave Vault 111. But he says that he released you because he wanted to see what would happen. Not because he loves you. Not because he wants to be with you. He wanted to see what would happen. That's something you do with an experimental subject. What if your spouse is not the only one that Kellogg killed? He kills one, turns to you and calls you the backup. But what if Kellogg, the nut job that he is, he kills the spouse and then he kills the other one? And then Father has you turned into a synth. Your body is harvested, your mind is saved, and it gets put into a synth body. And then to make the illusion complete, he places you back in the vault, and you wake up thinking that you're human. Lots of interesting things going on there, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. But that's kind of where I'm going to be going with the video. Nanjuwell says, I don't think that makes much sense. If you are the backup, why would he kill you? Especially since the system failed and all the vault residents are dead. But see, that's the thing. Why did the system fail and all of the vault residents are dead except you? Why did the system not fail for you? It failed for everyone else, but not you. Right? Maybe the system failed for every cryopod in Vault 111 except for the sole survivor's spouse who was carrying Sean. Kellogg comes to get the baby, kills the spouse, and then baby Sean is raised to become father. And then he's mad at Kellogg, and he kind of wants to do some soul searching and understand where he comes from. So he finds the genetic material for one of his parents, the one that was the backup, the one that died due to a cryopod failure, and says, I'm going to make a synth after this person. They've already experimented with replacing entire minds. Remember that Demas says that Nick Valentine was an entire personality. They planted an entire personality from a cop in the 21st century into the mind of Nick Valentine. They can do it. Maybe they did it for you. Just a fan conspiracy theory, nothing more. But we will explore that in a future video. Oh my gosh! Official Law Guy says, what if Strong was romanceable? If you had a female character, just imagine... Not making jokes about milk of human kindness here, okay? Just keep that under your hats, please. If you want that to be reality, there are mods for that. Just saying that. Bert says, yes, but Nick knew he was a synth. Of course he knew he was a synth. All he had to do was look in the mirror. He's got a huge rip in his neck, and half of his face is missing. There's no way he could not know he's a synth. I'm pretty sure that was a giveaway. Sleepy Time says super mutants lack sexual organs, so that would be difficult. Okay, learning things. Thank you for that. The Fev virus works in mysterious ways, ladies and gentlemen. Play L.A. Noir next, says Poalaha. I like the name. Anything noir. L.A. Noir? That's another thing I really like about Nick Valentine, the whole private eye aspect. He's like right out of the movies from the 40s. I love it. Bert says, Kyle, everyone smokes in Fallout 4. What I want to know is who's growing all the tobacco? Well, nobody's growing it. It's tobacco from the Grey Tortoise Company. Their cigarettes are scattered throughout the wastelands in cigarette machines all over. You have to remember, this is a post-apocalyptic world set in the 21st century where the technology of the 20th century was realized, and everybody smoked in the 20th century, right? It was never considered faux pas, which is why you walk into Fallout 4 and you even see children smoking cigarettes. So I just always imagined that the Grey Tortoise cigarettes were so prevalent, just like Nuka-Cola and Vim, that people just pick up packs of cigarettes all the time and smoke them. Wrecker says the Fev virus, the forced evolutionary virus. Yes, okay, thank you. Thank you, lore police. I misspoke. Cal says, yeah, but the tobacco would have gone stale. Well, If you can't compare stale tobacco to good tobacco, then you don't know what you're missing, right? It just tastes like tobacco to you. Gob99 says in the flashback, Kellogg claimed that he left the sole survivor alive after killing the vault dwellers. That's right. You can actually relive that moment, and he only kills one. And that's in his mind. That's right. I'm going to have to add that to the video. Thank you for that. That's useful. Andy Skywalker says, yo, Ox, could you possibly play South Park The Stick of Truth? I loved South Park. It's a bit too crass for my channel. I don't think I would get very far into that game. Or I'd have to bleep everything. So I probably shouldn't be doing that one. Shniki the Lost says the vault could have gone faulty after Kellogg left, so big surprise when they go to revive the backup, they only find a rotting corpse. Yeah. Would be possible. Only they went back after 50 some odd years, because Father had to grow to become an adult. So he probably would have been a skeleton by that time. It's Tyler says there's a mod that allows you to apply legendary effects to any weapon. I know, I've actually reviewed it in a couple of my videos. I reviewed it in my Fallout 4 video and in my Here's My Build video. Here's My Gear video. Chambered45 Gaming says, when I did my Miniman playthrough, I lost Dogmate. Well, if you get the Vault-Tec Workshop, it comes with a terminal that allows you to track down where all your lost companions are. So all you got to do is get Vault-Tec Workshop, build the terminal, hook it up to electricity, and then just tell it which one you want to track, and it'll show you where you need to go to find them. Minitrot says no, because in the cryopods, people don't decompose. Oh, so they die, but they don't decompose? I'm glad I talked about this. You guys are giving me a lot of great ideas. A lot of great ideas. Darkly Noon says, but the other residents of the vault are not skeletons, leading to the theory that the failure wasn't that long ago. That's right. It was working 50 years ago because the Institute was able to go get you. The Institute was able to go get Sean. And at that time, it was working fine. But somewhere between the Institute showing up and you awakening, the entire system malfunctioned, meaning everyone else died, except you, the sole survivor. So for you to be alive, that would mean that either yours was the only one that ceased to malfunction for some reason, or you're a synth. The plot thickens, ladies and gentlemen. Things become more compelling after every turn. Or, to be even more dark, it could be that Father decided to kill everyone else. They were all still alive, but he remotely turned off the cryopods for everyone else except you. He couldn't kill his father or mother, which makes Sean even more of a darker individual. Shadiki the Last says, I thought when Kellogg came through, they hacked the system and caused everyone but the backups pod to fail. Well, tell me where you heard that, because that would be a great line to add to my video. That's fascinating. If that's true, then that's even more evidence. Even more evidence that they kept you alive for one reason. Or, oh wait, no, because then that would mean that they specifically chose to keep you alive, instead of there being an accidental shutdown. I'm going to have to do my research on this one, because I want to get the facts right. Because if I don't, you know people in the comments are going to be like, well, Oxhorn, if you read the Fallout Wiki, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, ah, man, I got it wrong. This is the thing. If you ever want to get anything corrected, whether it's grammar, or if you want to improve a resume, or if you want to improve a piece of writing, just post it online. You're going to get feedback, and it's going to be helpful. Ultimate Fishin 19 says, what did you think of Nuka World? I really enjoyed it. I don't think it lived up to Far Harbor. I really enjoyed Far Harbor. My favorite DLC so far. I'm going through it a second time for some of the new content that I'm doing, and I'm just loving the story, loving the interactions. I didn't get that with Nuka World. Nuka World was more kind of a fun diversion for me. I didn't feel like it added any new meat to the plot of Fallout 4. And the new Raider Outpost system, while I like it, and I'm glad it's there, it didn't do anything for me as a player. Like, I'm not going to sit there and play a gameplay where I really want to be the Raider Overlord of the Commonwealth. It's not fun for me. Now, there are a lot of players that is fun for. And so for them, Nuka World is a great DLC. Just wasn't what I wanted to do. Sleepy Time says also, if the failure of 101 is an accident, or 111 I think he means, what was Vault-Tech's plan for the vault? It's been a long time, but I remember reading I remember reading the terminals in the vault, and all of the staff for that vault is dead. I forget why. Was it old age, or... I guess they were expecting greater support after the Holocaust. The nuclear genocide. I don't know. You hear it from one of the scientists in Kellogg's memories. The one on the terminal, he shuts down all of the other cryopods. That explains it. Well, I'm going to have to be sure to do my research before I make this video. Minitrot says, after 500 days, the food ran out. Yeah. There was a riot, says Evil Taco. All the clear signal never came, and the overseer kept the vault locked until they ran out of food. That's right. That's right. You guys are reminding me. I'd forgotten about that. Will the Phil says, is there a schedule for this show? Indeed. The show airs every Thursday at 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time here on twitch.tv/Scotch and Smoke Rings, or here on my YouTube channel. I stream to both simultaneously. Then at 8 o'clock, we switch gears, and I turn off the YouTube stream, and instead we switch to Twitch, and we do a little bit of video game playing. Today we'll probably be playing Overwatch, which reminds me I need to set my Now I'm Playing thing on Twitch. If they shut down, how come they never decayed? There would be no cryogenic power to keep them cooled down, leading them to decay, says Flat Attack. That's a great question. Maybe that memory was just planted in Kellogg's mind to throw you off the scent. Maybe they really did turn them all off just before they woke you up, so that there would be bodies, when you woke up, to contribute to your weird sense of time. Thanks for following, Nightmare. D Hunt is in the chat today. Hey there, D Hunt. Glad to have you on the program. Minitrot says, it's the life support that failed, not the cold freezy stuff. That's a great description. Cryogenic freezing, cold freezy stuff. Gillendor says, we're giving you a whole new way to attack this. You're helping me out. I appreciate it. This is why I need you guys on my Discord server. I'm going to paste the link again. Because I go to Discord every day, and I'll throw ideas off of the people who are there just to see what they think. It's a great way to have feedback on my videos before I make them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is 7:54 according to my clock. That means we need to end this part of the program and switch to Twitch. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, as we do in every episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, we create from nothing a smoke ship. That's right, I have been endowed with the ability to create paintings in smoke. So let me know what's on your mind. Do you want to see a smoke zeppelin? Do you want to see a smoke submarine? Do you want to see a smoke nucleus? You want to see a smoke galleon? A smoke rowboat? Who knows? Let me know of your thoughts and I'll do my very best. Zachary says, who are the two people who disliked this stream? Beard envy. That's what it is. It all comes down to beard envy, ladies and gentlemen. Every conflict in life. Beard envy. A smoke pridwin. A mushroom cloud. The nucleus. An A-10 warthog. The USS Enterprise from First Contact. Oh my. I want to see a smoke you. Me? I just create a smoke me? Go fool Gandalf and Bilbo into a ring with a ship passing through it. Liberty Prime. Okay, Bancy Fadger has one. Ninja Will says a smoke aircraft carrier. Here's the Bancy Fadgers. Oxhorn is being served an array of beer-basted barbecue briskets, served alongside a mouth-watering stack of 4-cheese chili fries, covered in full strips of bacon deep-fried in the torment of mildly upset elves, and topped with a bit of sour cream. To his left was a finely aged single-malt Scotch whiskey to perfectly accompany the scene before him. The slow and painful destruction of each and every avocado on planet Earth by Mr. Evil through a variety of spectacular nuclear-powered fireworks. That's right, only Oxhorn would create a nuclear devastation that targets only avocados. I love your imagination, Bancy Fadger. Balthazar says, another thing, your pre-war memories are a little off. Next time you start a new game, look for the Vault-Tec Reps van in Sanctuary. It's not even there, though the rest are. The Vault-Tec van. That's right, he is going door to door the very moment the bombs drop. You see him at the gate trying to get in, but his van is nowhere to be seen. How did he get there? It's a conspiracy! Oh, I love it. Everybody at every stream, they ask me who I'm voting for, and I always respond, Ash. I mean, he had me at Evil Dead. Alan says, hey, Oct, if you're a synth in Fallout 4, then how can you die of radiation? Synths can be harmed from radiation. Synth settlers can die from swimming. If you leave a synth settler in the waters by Warwick Homestead, they'll die. So synths are not immune to radiation. But he strictly remembers you when you find him, says Flight Attack. When he's a ghoul, that's true, he does remember you. Maybe there was selective editing done to your memories. Anyway, I got to move on with the rest of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Bancy Fadger has a great one. We're going to go with Bancy Fadger's Smoke Ship. Great contributions, everybody. Thank you so much. All right, pay close attention. And here we go. The Vault Tech guy just drove off in it after the bombs fell, says D. Xantos, but he's at the gate trying to get into the vault when you guys arrive. So he couldn't have driven off. He's there. Wow! I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed it, but there before your eyes was the Fancy Badger Smoke Ship, complete with the nuclear fireworks and everything. Oh man, sometimes I blow even myself away while I blow the smoke ship away. The Fancy Badger says, "What a ship! It looked awfully a lot like a meal to me." But there's a ship there nonetheless. Thank you, thank you. What a magnificent creation, says Big Stacks 2. 10 out of 10, says the Lonely Wolf. What can I say? Training. Olympians, they train for the Olympics. Years of practice. Me, I'm a smoke ship Olympian. That's what it is. Hate to brag about my athleticism, ladies and gentlemen, but we all have passions. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 377. The show's not over. We're moving to Twitch. If you're on YouTube, head on over to Twitch. I have the link in the description of this live stream. Twitch.tv/Scotch and Smoke Rings, all one word. We're going to play some Overwatch together. Feel free to spectate or to join in with the fun. It's going to be a blast. So, until next week, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to subscribe for more Fallout 4 content. Be sure to come to Scotch and Smoke Rings every week. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, be sure that each and every one of you stays classy.